Hello and welcome to Ask PCMag, where our tech experts answer your tech questions. I'm Dan Costa, editor-in-chief of PCMag.com, and with me today is Sascha Segan, lead analyst at PCMag.com. Sascha, it is nice to see you working from home.
It is nice to see you working from home.
I think we're going to be seeing each other working from home for a long time.
Yes, indeed.
Let's get to our first question. It is from Joan Massiver, and she asks on Twitter that she's more worried about Zoom infecting her clients' computers with malware than Zoom bombing, because Zoom bombing is preventable with email and a password login. But how can she prevent malware and the encryption keys being sent to China?
So I don't think malware via Zoom is a huge problem. Malware usually requires that you click on something. Zoom is not generally infected in that way. You have your usual anti-malware procedures of not clicking on attachments or files that people send you that you're not absolutely sure what they are, and you're okay with the malware. Now, in terms of sending your encryption keys to China, this is a situation where it's about your trust in the overall security policies of the company. And Zoom is a very small company, formerly small company, that has scaled up very quickly. And they've been sloppy, not malicious. They've just been sloppy. And if that makes you worry, then I would say switch to Google Hangouts or Microsoft Teams or Skype, owned by Microsoft, or a similar product made by a company with a lot more experience doing this sort of thing at this scale.
Nice, I agree with that. You got a question for me, I think?
Yeah, I do. Hey, it's a new show. I'm just getting used to it.
Yeah, transitions.
Okay. So Kyle Hoffman asks on Twitter, wondering what your thoughts are on Wi-Fi boosters. Every site he goes to for Wi-Fi boosters has like a weird design, like it's some sort of Instagram sales scam, and that just makes him worry about the whole the whole product category.
You know, it's interesting. I got that note and I started Googling Wi-Fi boosters, and there are a ton of scammy Wi-Fi booster sites. I think it's something about the word. Maybe people search for it. We call them wireless extenders. We've been testing them for years at PCMag.com. And if you search for wireless extenders, certainly if you go to PCMag.com and search, you'll find some great products. The Netgear Nighthawk X4 is a fantastic wireless extender, one of the most powerful on the market. It's $180, so that's a lot to spend. But you can get one for $60, the TP-Link AC1750. One button to connect to your network, super easy. And for most homes, one extender is probably all you need. So there are good options out there.
Yeah, and I think one of the keys is to stick with one of the big router brands, because you go on Amazon, you see a lot of no-name products and a lot of these kind of fake Amazon brands, which aren't made by Amazon. It's just like brands that companies create for Amazon listings. And because Wi-Fi extenders are sort of a commodity product, there's a lot of this noise out there. But if you stick with, as you say, a Netgear or a TP-Link, you know what you're getting.
Yeah, or ASUS also makes some great products. You can read all about them on PCMag.com. Let me ask you this, Sascha. I know you've been getting a lot of questions on Twitter about the OnePlus 8 and why the OnePlus 8 will work on Verizon's 5G, but not the more expensive OnePlus 8 Pro, which does seem like an odd phenomenon.
It seems like it's weird, right? Okay, so Verizon uses a particularly expensive form of 5G to implement called millimeter wave. Millimeter wave requires special antennas that cost extra money. So OnePlus was not about to put that into a phone and incur the extra cost unless they knew Verizon was going to sell that phone. So Verizon went to OnePlus and they said, you know what, we've got a lot of $900,000 5G phones. Do you have anything less expensive? And so Verizon took the less expensive phone so as not to compete directly with the LG V60 and the Galaxy S20 and the Galaxy S20 Plus. And they didn't pick up the more expensive one because they think that they have enough phones at that price point. So OnePlus, in turn, said, okay, Verizon's not going to sell this one. We're not going to incur the extra cost of using their special 5G.
Yeah. Whenever something weird happens in the wireless industry in the US, you can almost always trace it back to the carriers made a decision and everyone had to adapt to it.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so Rich Morris asks you on Twitter, He's trying to decide between getting a MacBook or an iMac. They're a family of 5. They mostly use it for 3 kids doing schoolwork from home. They are, by and large, an Apple family in the Apple ecosystem. So definitely, go in Apple. But what is the deal with laptop versus desktop in terms of value in the Apple world right now?
Yeah, and we don't know how old the kids are, which I think may have some impact on what type of choice you want to make. But I mean, to me, it seems like in this environment, the most important thing you're going to need is portability, even within the home, moving from room to room, being able to work in the kitchen table or in the bedroom at different times. So I think you will pay a little bit of a premium for a mobile option, but I think it makes a lot of sense. It also makes it easier to cascade later on when you're going to buy new systems. To pass the device along. The one thing I would say is to remember, if multiple people are going to be using the same system, is to set up those user accounts, make yourself the administrator, and then really take advantage of the parental controls that are built into Mac OS, because you're going to want to control the child's experience, especially if you're working from home, they're doing classwork on their own. You're going to want to make sure that system is set up with the right parental control so you can control their online experience. So I would set up those accounts and I would steer you towards the MacBook.
Yeah, I agree. And everybody in our family has an account on every machine. And personally, I like it not just to protect my daughter, but so she does not get in my stuff.
Amen to that. Sascha, Jill asks via email, is the Samsung Galaxy S9 a good buy? And will she be able to hold on to that phone for the next 4 years?
I think, yeah, I wouldn't say anything older than the S9 for 4 years, but I think the S9 is still a really good purchase. The S20 is very expensive. Not a lot of people have differentiated 5G right now. The difference between the S9 and the S10, frankly, is not that huge. I love my S10e. As you know, it's a small phone. It's a really, if you're looking for a small phone, I still think the S10e is a terrific purchase. But if you're looking to save some money, I think the S9 still has the speed, has the network capabilities, and it will be supported well enough for the next 4 years. It may stop getting full Android operating system upgrades after a couple of years, but it'll work just fine.
Good advice. Sascha, thanks for joining me and doing this.
Thanks for having me on.
I want to thank all of you for joining us. And if you have questions you want us to answer on video, I'll have a new analyst on every week. Just use the hashtag AskPCMag on Twitter or send us an email, and we'll do our best to answer your questions.